Hello, I am Erin Taylor. It is November 30th, 2022. I have my list of the different anatomical parts of the heart right here, and we're just going to get right into the two-part dissection. Sorry, I'm wearing a mask. The two-part does not smell good. So, when we're looking at the heart from an anterior view, right, the right and left sides are very important, and they're going to correspond with like your right and your left. So when you're looking at it, it would be the opposite of what you think. So this side is going to be the right, this side is going to be the left. So each side is going to have an atrium and a ventricle. The atrium is going to take in the incoming blood, and the ventricle is going to send out the outgoing blood. So this is going to be right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. And then each side is going to have a valve, right? So for the right atrium, here we are, right atrium, right ventricle, we are going to have the tricuspid valve. For the left atrium, left ventricle, right, we are going to have the mitral valve. But those are not the only valves, because we also have valves that separate the ventricles from the main arteries that are taking blood out of the body, right? So those valves are the aortic valve and the aortic valve and the pulmonic valve. Yes, that's right. So the aortic valve, right, it's going to be on our left side with the left ventricle, because that's what's sending the blood out through the aorta, which is the biggest artery in the body. And then on the right side of the right ventricle, that's where we're going to have the pulmonic valve, right? Because that's where the blood is outgoing with the pulmonary artery, which is also big, but I suppose not as big as the aorta. So that's kind of that. You can I'm nervous about bringing this above my laptop because I think it's going to leak. You can kind of see these structures here. It's a little tricky, but there's a lot of stuff in there that we do need to talk about, so let's get into that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is like right here, right? It's the interventricular septum, and the interventricular septum separates the ventricles from each other, so it's a pretty like straightforward name, right? Then we have like three layers we're going to talk about, right? The endocardium, the myocardium, and the epicardium. So the epicardium is I guess you'll call it like a membrane almost on the outside of the heart, right? That covering the epicardium right there protects the heart from friction, all that jazz, right? Then we have the myocardium. The myocardium is the inner muscular layer of the heart wall, right? And then we have the I'll show you it here because I feel like you can see it better right there. The endocardium is what's on the inside, right, lining the inside of the heart chambers. Endocardium. I'm just going to flip my list because we've got two more to talk about. Ooh. The chordae tendineae, right? So the chordae tendineae, let me see. It's a little hard to see, right? But kind of attaching like the muscles here. There's these little stringy things, right? Those are the chordae tendineae, attaching to the muscles. And then the last thing, you kind of see like all around on the outside here, coronary arteries, right? Which are like just auxiliary like blood flow arteries. So yeah, those are the structures of the heart that we're looking at today. And then, you see aortic valve, all that jazz. Those are just kind of our beginning structures. How wild is it that we can just pry it open like that? Bananas. So I hope that was clear. I really shouldn't have taken that glove off. See you soon. See you next dissection.